That same year, Oscorp made a monster out of one of its own. Max Dillon was the electrical engineer who had designed the grid carrying power to every corner of New York, one of the most important machines in the city, and the company had quietly put another man's name on the work. Nobody in that building knew who he was. One afternoon, Spider-Man pulled him out of the path of a truck, crouched down to help him gather the papers he had dropped, and told him to be careful, because a guy like him was needed out here. It was small talk from a hero already looking at his next problem. 10 seconds he forgot before he hit the next rooftop. Max carried it home and built his whole life on top of it. And on his birthday, sent back into the building alone to fix a live fault because nobody else wanted to stay late, he lost his grip above a tank of Oscorp's engineered eels and fell in. What climbed out was no longer entirely a man. Max had become living current, something that could drink a city's power supply dry, and when he wandered into Times Square, he was pulled toward the loudest concentration of electricity in New York. Every screen in the square lit up with his face. For the first time in his life, people were looking at him, and Spider-Man swung in, the way he always did. Max lit up at the sight of him, because as far as Max was concerned, the one friend he had in the world had just arrived. Spider-Man saw a frightened man holding too much power, and did what he always does, kept his voice easy, kept him talking, walked him back from the edge the way he had walked back 100 others. And somewhere in the middle of that conversation, he had to ask Max his name. The one man who had ever made him feel like a person could not remember what he was called. And the night was not finished taking things from him. Spider-Man kept talking, and for a moment it was almost working. He called for the police to stand down, and the square went quiet. And somewhere above it, one man on a rooftop decided not to wait. That ended the negotiation, and Spider-Man had to put down the man he had been reaching for, washing the current out of him with the city's own fire hoses. Whatever was carried out of Times Square that night hated Spider-Man more than anything alive, and the papers gave it the name the city would remember: Electro. Oscorp locked him inside a facility called Ravencroft and studied him like a fault in the grid.